Hey, friend, welcome back to the New to HR series. If you're in HR, there's a good chance that you've come across this term. FMLA can seem like a complicated beast, but today we're going to break it down for you in plain English so you feel confident knowing what it is, why it's important, and when to use it. If you're new here, my name is Latisha Newby. I'm an HR leader, attorney, and your go to resource for making sense of HR, whether you're an HR professional, an employee, or an employer. This series is all about helping you build your knowledge, your voice, and your confidence without all the legal jargon and corporate buzzwords. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so what is FMLA? Now, FMLA stands for the Family and Medical Leave. It's a federal law that allows eligible employees to take unpaid, job protected leave for specific family or medical reasons. So think of things like having a baby or adopting a child, caring for a sick parent, spouse, or child, recovering from your own serious illness, or handling emergencies that are related to a family member's military service. So, the big key to remember is that leave is job protected leave. And so that means that once the leave is over, the employee has the right to return to the same or an equivalent position. Now, if you're an HR professional and you're watching this, just remember it is your job to know when someone might qualify, to help them start the process, and to protect both the employee and the organization to maintain compliance throughout this process. Messing up FMLA can lead to lawsuits, compliance violations, and can cause real harm to the people that are just trying to care for themselves and their families. So now that you know what FMLA is and why it's important, let's what it actually looks like in the real world. Here's the thing, employees don't usually walk into your office and say, "Hey, I'd like to request leave under FMLA," right? That would be too much like right. But what they do say is, "I might need some time off. My mom's actually in the hospital, or I'm having surgery in a couple of weeks, and I think I'm going to be out for a few weeks." These are cues to let you know that this person is talking about a leave that could be protected under FMLA. That is going to serve as your signal. Now, you don't have to ask them for medical records right away. What you could say is something like, "Thank you for letting me know this might qualify for job protected leave under FMLA. Let me get you some information regarding the next steps." Now, remember, your tone is going to be really important. Whether you're in human resources or you're a manager or leader in the organization, remember to be human first. Compliance is important, but compliance should come second to treating your employees with care and respect. Now, let's take an example. So, say Jordan, for instance, emails you and says, "I'm going to be out for 3 weeks. My partner's having a baby." Even though Jordan hasn't said the words FMLA, this could still qualify. So, what do you need to do now? You're going to first check eligibility. Have they worked at least 12 months or at least 1,250 hours in the preceding 12 months? That is how you qualify to determine if this person is eligible for FMLA. Once you determine that they're eligible, then you'll start the paperwork. You'll give them the notice of eligibility and rights form and let them know that they need to complete the paperwork and return it within a certain time period. And then once they've done that and you've determined that they qualify and they're eligible, you'll need to let them know of their leave. You'll want to track it correctly and then make sure that you are protecting their job while they're gone. Remember, most of the time, the communication will first go to the managers, right? So it is important for managers to also have a full understanding of what to do when they hear someone say terms that are in these key situations. The company is really going to need to make sure that they work to coach their managers on what they can and can't say because FMLA comes with some legal privacy protections. So once you recognize that FMLA applies and they've started the process, now you're on the right track. But what happens when someone says, "Why is Jordan out all the time?" Or "Where has Ashley been? She's been out for X amount of days." These moments are going to be really important because the way you talk about FMLA isn't just about sounding professional. It's about making sure that you're protecting the privacy, you're staying compliant, you're building the credibility as the HR voice in the room. So you don't want to say something like, "Oh, they're just out on leave." What you can say is that they are currently out on FMLA leave. We're working to coordinate coverage and we will support them when they're ready to return. This is a professional tone, but it also protects the employee's privacy and positions you as the strategic HR voice that is in the room. So remember, FMLA isn't just a policy or form. It is truly a legal protection that gives employees the ability to care for their health or their families without the risk of losing their jobs. As an HR professional or an organizational leader, it is your role to understand how it works, to guide others through the process, and to communicate early while balancing the compliance with compassion. So you don't have to know all the details right now, but you do want to understand FMLA and how it works, as well as what those steps are. This is going to build trust and it positions you as a knowledgeable, reliable voice in the room. Now, let us know in the comments what's one part of the FMLA process that you still have questions about. And don't forget to like this video, drop me a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe because up next, we're digging into the equal employment opportunity and what it really means to be an equal opportunity employer. Remember, as you're working in HR or you're working with HR, that you've got and I've got your back. We'll see you next time.